So in this video today, I'm going to take a look at the main demo project that they supply you with. So where is that, I hear you ask? If you go to browser, and it's a yellow folder here, just touch that. And if you go to content, you'll see this cassette icon and it's marked demos. It's not terribly bright, I have to say. I probably could make it brighter. I'm a bit worried about screen burn. At the moment, I'm treating this like a baby. Hopefully that won't last, but I'm being really careful just in case I have to send it back. So if I touch this cassette icon, and that's brought up these two folders. One says templates, one says demos, and demos is highlighted. Now I can either double tap that, or I can press down on the data dial. And we've got all the demos. The one I want is the one at the top there, and I got to that by rotating the data dial. And if I push down on that, this will boot this project up. It's called 91 Vocals Demo featuring Chante Marie.xpj. Remember, the project extension is .xpj. I could either click load or I could push down on the data dial. Let's do that. Loading a project will replace everything in memory. Do you want to continue? Got nothing in here I'm worried about, so yes, okay, it's fine. It's quite a big project this, so it will take a little while to load up. And of course, if you get lost with this at any point, just reload the project. I'm not going to do anything particularly deep with this. I think this is a really good way to show you around the machine. Now what you see on boot up is the arrangement window. And if you've ever used Ableton Live, or in fact any DAW, this will be familiar. You've got the tracks stacked up one on top of the other, running across the page in a linear fashion. This is very small, but you can pinch and zoom like this, and you can move over like this with your fingers, so all is not lost. We'll keep it nice and small for the moment. So there are 22 tracks in this project, and they're a mixture of drum tracks, plugins, audio, that kind of thing. I'm going to stop talking now, you'll be glad to hear. I'm going to press this green play button and we'll just enjoy the whole tune playing all the way through, and you'll see the playhead moving across. When it gets to a certain point, it will go off the page and I'll just drag the page over so you can see the end. It's rather nice this, I really like this.
He say I'm the best indeed, now he wanna bag it. Say he wanna invest in me, spend a couple bags, yeah. Cause city boys live for the city girls. Life move fast when you're having fun. They all love all the pretty girls. Better make me your number one. Shampoo, cause you know we on top, yeah. No, we don't chase it, never do basic, cause we up, we jump, cause you know we on top, yeah. Some patience, we made it, now we up, pretty dreams. I'm there with the island breeze, only good vibes, energy. That's what I keep around me, my pretty finer things. Cash flights way overseas, only good vibes, energy. Stay close to me. Shampoo, cause you know we on top, yeah. No, we don't chase it, never do basic, cause we up, we jump, cause you know we on top, yeah. Through patience, we made it, now we up, I just want a little bit more. Oh, your space, all the way where you're going.
And there's a lovely tail out of delay and reverb there, isn't there? So you saw the playhead moving across, and you hopefully saw the readout here of the bars, beats and ticks as the song progressed. I'm not going to go into this too deeply because there's an awful lot here to digest, but this is a great way of getting a feel for the machine, I think. Now the whole song is looped by default. You can turn that loop off. I didn't let it get to the point where it would loop round again. If I turn the loop on again, and I'll just drag this in a bit, You'll see the loop here is the whole song. If I get hold of this bar here and drag this in, now you can see that I've made that loop a lot shorter, and I could get hold of the beginning, bring that in, and I think it snaps to the quarter beat point. So now I'd have a much shorter loop. That's a much shorter loop of the song, isn't it? Okay, so that's that. We'll just get rid of that. I'll just go back. Take that all the way back and take this all the way to the end. There's probably another way of doing this. I mean, on this machine I've found so far that there's often more than one way of doing the same thing. So there may be a way of changing that loop. Anyway, that's how you do it on the screen. If I go back to the beginning, just play start. Okay, that's fine. If you press play, it will just go from where it was. Play start will take you back to the beginning, see? Fairly obviously. You can go backwards and forwards one bar in the project by pressing the double arrow, so that will go back to the beginning. Let's see the beginning, shall we? So if I press this, one bar, another bar, another bar. Look at the read out there, bar 4, bar 5, and then it'll go back one bar with this button. So the double arrow buttons take you forwards and backwards one bar. These single arrows take you backwards and forwards in quarter beat increments. If you look up the top there, it's 320, 3224, 48, 72, 33. So that's a much smaller amount. Okay, and there's other things you can do here with the locate button, which I'm not going to go into for the moment. Just wanted to sort of show you that briefly. So that's this arrangement page. All the tracks stacked one on top of each other and all these clips here. Now, talking of clips, if you want to see the clip matrix, you can either press Shift and Matrix, or in the menu, you click where it says Clip Matrix. Let's go back to this. Or just double tap this button here. Now you see Arrange and Matrix. Here's something you need to understand. Arrange is the label on top. Matrix is the shift function, and you could press, like I said, shift in this, or if you double tap, that is the shift function. So double tap, and there's our clip view of the song. If I press play start, now you'll notice this top row is labelled arrange because this is the arrangement playing. And it's a very, very busy arrangement this, so there's an awful lot to look at, and then there's no way of zooming this. Now the way you move around on this, there's a couple of things you can do. You can use these arrows to go back or forward. If you hold shift and these arrows, it jumps in 8s. So if I go right back to the beginning, 1 to 8, 9 to 16, and then 16 to 22. Another really good thing you can do is to go back to menu, click this navigate button, and you can see this box here which you can drag around. So if you want to see the beginning of the tune, just drag it to the beginning, double tap this, and now the clip matrix is at the beginning of this view with track 1 going up to track number 8. So a few ways you can see the clips. Again, this is very Ableton-esque, isn't it? Now there's an awful lot to learn about this clip matrix, and I'll do that in another video because that's a subject all on its own. That's in line with what I said in my first video. I'm not going to get too rambling in these videos. I want to concentrate on one thing at a time. Today this is just to show you around this song. Right, so if I double tap this main button, I'll get the shift function, which is track view, and it's gone to track number 1. So track number 2, track number 3, and of course you can scroll up with your finger, you can scroll down, see all the different tracks, all the way down to 22. Now these tracks you can touch on with your finger. Track 1, you can see it's a drum track, you see the pads icon. This is audio because it's got a sample icon. This is a plugin, it's got that plug icon. So all these tracks are labelled and they're all different things. So let's select a track that's a plugin, this one here, and if I go to arrange again, okay, there's some buttons up here which aren't particularly clear, a bit grey. I can also get to them here, but I'll use these up here. If I press list, this one here, you'll see that the whole track is laid out as a list. See? So if I press play, So this is a list of all the events in this particular track. And of course you can change things here, you can change the note, you could change the probability, you could change the velocity, all kinds of things. I'm not going to do that, I don't want to mess the song up, but this is list view. If I go to this view here, which is grid view, now there you can see the events, the notes in a classic grid, and you've got a keyboard you can actually play there. So it's coming across there, see that? So you've got grid view, list view. I've shown you clip view. Now it says select a clip. Best way to do that is to go to arrange, double tap to get the matrix up. So all these different views are the same thing. Now if you want to mix things, on the menu page, channel mixer is your friend. Touch that. You can just tap the track you want to mix. So supposing I want to come along here and go to the main vocal, which I think is near the end, vocal lead, there we are. Now you can see if I'm playing it, you can see the level going up there. Now by default volume is highlighted, so I can just turn the volume up and down with the data dial. See, up. Watch that white line. If I touch this pan and volume, now this is the area where you can do the pan and the volume. So up here, it's a little bit hard to see. I've put a red rectangle round this. So if I crank the data dial, the pan will change. Over to the left, over to the right. If I push down on this, get just that on the screen. So, and then just tap down on that again to come out of that. So you've got pan and volume on that, which is good. I'll go to effects now to show you that. And you can see some of these tracks have got special effects. This one's got parametric EQ, so if I just touch that, here are all the controls for the parametric EQ. I can do them on the pad just by rotating around like that with my finger, or I can just highlight it like this and then do that with a data dial, which is probably better. See, and I'm sure I could, if I wanted to, assign those to the Q-Link encoders as well. So that's a special effect on that track. If I go to something like this, which is a plugin, so if I go to edit, now this is this synth that's giving me this bell sound, and I've got all these parameters that I could alter here. I'm not going to change anything for the moment, but you can see I could change all of those. If I highlight something like the cutoff, and then I can change it with the data dial. It's pretty good, isn't it? Like I say, this is very early days for me. I've only been at this a couple of days, so I've learned all this in 2 days. But it's very, very flexible and really good fun to use as well. So go back to the mixer. You obviously have to click on the actual track. Make sure you've got this red rectangle. The red rectangle means that the data dial will work on it. Notice I can mute, I can solo, so I could solo that lead vocal.
Pretty dreams. I'm there with the island.
And you can put it in record mode, mute it, all kinds of stuff there in that area. Pretty impressive. All done from a touch screen. Literally scratching the surface here. This is just to give you a rough idea. Yeah, so I think that's about it for today's tutorial. Like I said, I'm going to keep them fairly short. I don't want to get too deep in each video because it's such a pain for you to have to plough through. So today's tutorial has all been about showing you around this song, this vocals demo, and showing you the various screens. Obviously there's loads more to talk about here, but at least this gives you an idea. And by the way, if you go into a track, let's go to the track view, and I get to a track that's got, I don't know, this synth lead. You can still play the sounds with the pads, so Mellotron. See, this trap kit. You hear those articulations. Typical trap kit. Yeah, so anyway, we're really just dipping our toe in the water here, aren't we? Not going in deep. But I think that's the best way. You have to be patient with these things. They are complicated. You get these things, you want to learn it all, but there's so much there. You've got to give it a few weeks before you're familiar with everything. And this is a very deep device, like a lot of the things I've been showing you in the last couple of years or so. The M8 was deep, the Octatrack was very deep, wasn't it? And this is as well. This is deep, but it's really good fun to use. It's a very sort of tactile thing. I think if you haven't got one, I would recommend it if you can afford it. They're not cheap. If you've already got one and you're struggling with it, then hopefully I can help you. As soon as I learn something, I'll make a video about it and show you. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you got some value from it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to give me some encouragement with all the work I do on YouTube, please give me a small donation either here on YouTube or on my website, which is www.daddylonglegs.com. Thank you very much for watching, and you'll see me in my next video.